When we last saw the vessel, the pilots had just joined. Let's see what happens next. The weather hadn't changed. If anything, it had slightly deteriorated. Due to these conditions, the passage plan for the transit through the channel required the vessel to sail at full ahead maneuvering, a speed of approximately 9 knots. This was necessary to maintain sufficient steerage to control the vessel's position in the channel against the effect of the strong wind.
Captain, are these pilots always so quiet? Is this normal?
Yeah, it's the way they work. Seriously, they're always like this. I know they don't talk much to the team, but they up and down this channel all the time. They know the channel like the back of their hand.
Okay, Captain, okay.
You'll get used to it.
Okay.
Let's just let them get on with it.
Okay.
Over the next few hours, the vessel continued on its way through the channel without incident. The master stayed on the bridge throughout and did not wish to leave due to the weather conditions and the relative inexperience of the chief officer. He'd now been on duty for 10 hours. Around lunch, the master eventually took a 50-minute break for some rest and food and handed over control to the chief officer.
Pilots, so I've just handed over to my chief officer. I need to go down and take some lunch and have a bit of a rest. I'll be back up shortly, but he'll take care of you for a while.
Okay. Thank you, Captain. Mr. Pilot, are you okay with the course?
Yes.
How do you know? You're not even looking at the radar.
We do this every day. We watch with our eyes.
Okay.
The master returned to the bridge shortly before the vessel approached a critical point on the passage plan. This was when the vessel would leave the narrow single channel as it widened into a lake before splitting into 2 narrow channels. At this point, the speed of the vessel would increase because of the open water in the lake. And indeed, the vessel's speed began to increase from around 9 knots to an eventual speed of 11 knots. Over the next 30 minutes, the master twice asked one of the pilots if he would like to reduce speed.
Pilots, do you think we should reduce the speed a bit?
Don't worry. Once we reach shallow waters, our speed will reduce in the narrow channel. Anyways, if we go aground, our speed will be 0. Sorry for the joke, but we know these waters.
That's why we prefer to use our eyes.
Even when the visibility is down to 5 cables, you'll use your eyes.
Over the next few minutes, the pilots gave some small alterations to port.
Port 4 degrees.
Port 4 degrees, heading 144, sir.
I think we're going too fast.
They were just enough to suggest to the bridge team that the pilot was about to alter course correctly. However, unnoticed to the pilots, the vessel had already passed the point where they should have turned to the next course in the narrow channel. Eventually...
Pilot, you need to come harder port.
Everything's fine, it's under control.
Captain, that's not what the radar is telling me. We've crossed the wheel of a point and we are exiting the channel now. We have to do something before it gets too late.
Pilots.
Not to worry, Captain. Everything under control.
Yes, 125.
You see that red buoy up ahead?
What?
That
What
one.
boy? Which one?
The green one's over
Where?
there.
Hard port!
Sure. Hard port.
6 knots now.
Harder port now.
Come on, pilot.
Good move. Harder port.
Go port, go port.
Harder port.
Stop engines.
Speed 0.
Stop engines.
Stop engines.
I told you hard port.